Hello everyone, this is Yoshi542 and we're doing a World of Tanks replay, commentary, gameplay, whatever, you know, what I do, what I always do on this channel. The tank I'm using is the Tier 8 French Premium AMX CDC. And this thing is a big, unarmored, sniping, fast-moving beast of a tank that has a very high skill ceiling due to its various strengths and weaknesses. It's kind of an unusual tank, but I would rather play this tank than my Tiger 88 any day of the week. That's what I think about that in regards to my Tier 8 premiums. I would play this more than my Tiger 88, or probably about the same as my WZ111, even though its gun is really crap. Anyway, I am playing with UW 2010 and Warlord 1996. We're platooned and it's Halluf, and as you can see, since I was talking while my tank was going into the position here, I am on B3, hiding behind this shrubbery and knockdown tree that I did myself. On this little spot, this nook, I guess, which is very good for basically bobbing in and out and taking shots if you have a reasonable amount of gun depression. English is hard. The game mode is encounter, as you noticed there. And I'm going to speed this up just a slight bit. And there we go. First target to shoot is the Tiger 2. I shot him and I want to go for tracks. And you're going to notice a recurring theme this game. I am going for tracks. As well as doing damage, but going for tracks is usually a higher priority. Here's a shot into the tracks of Halluf. And he is tracked. He's going to probably repair. There he goes. He's repaired. Shoot him again in the tracks. And the shot actually went a little bit to the right and hit the front sprocket, surprisingly. Even though I was kind of aiming a little bit more to the left of that. But nonetheless, we worked him over, me, Warlord, and another guy, possibly. And he's dead. I tracked the T-34-85. I get hit by on the tracks by the KV-13. Something hits me. I believe that it was HE of the FV-304. I don't think that was a Hummel. So, that T-34-85 was killed by me. He died a lot quicker than I expected. But he's a Tier 6 in the Tier 8 game. And I am now moving into a position where I can try to, well, hit the side of that Tiger P. I want to go for the tracks, but unfortunately I did not. And I get hit in the side by that VK4502A, which is a Unicum reroll. And you will notice I'm not running any mods here. This is straight bare bones. It's rather unusual that it is, but I don't really want to go into the reasons why, other than who cares. You can still see the replay. I did hit that Tiger P, but I was disappointed I wasn't able to track him. I'm keeping an eye out on whatever's on this side. I did kill that KV-13. I wanted to track the C-54 mod 1, but I will. Don't worry. And I track him again with a snapshot somewhat there, and he's shooting the back of that Comet, who doesn't seem to realize that there's a enemy right behind him until it's a little, I wouldn't say too late. He lives, but unfortunately the VK4502A did kill the IC-122S, which is trying to help us out here. I'm moving to another position to flank the T-34 and VK4502A, but I see a VK36 with an 88. And he hits my ammo rack too, so I'm forced to repair. And he hits me again, and I realize, okay, this is not good. He has better DPM than me, and I have no armor, so I can't deflect anything or bounce. Unless he hits my tracks. And even then, that's kind of risky. I decide to go around to a little bit further, but I want to shoot him in the side. So I go this way, I get spotted, I have 6th sense. And uh-oh, FV-304 hits me, but he could have killed me. Sadly for him, he did not. And I have the DPM to wear him down. He's done. But I left poor Warlord alone there, so he wasn't able to get much done. Well, I mean, he tried to hold him off as best he could, but we have reinforcements coming from the rear to finish off that VK4502A. I hit him in the rear, and the Centurion finishes him off. The VK36 kills Warlord. I killed the VK36, and I'm gonna go for the track of the T-34 here. And I do. I pulled back because I realized he could shoot me at any second, so I'm gonna let someone else take the shot. And SU-152 jacks a kill from the Centurion, I think. And he's dead. It's clean up at this time because there's nothing left with a WZ-131, which has 3 kills, and Hummel, which has 2 kills. But we have the numbers, and I got 4 kills. So I'm gonna speed this up. And I eventually find a Hummel here. Well, around here. There's the Hummel. And I might have hit the gun there. But, yeah, that was sad. Take another shot, hit him, and he'll die. Of course, because he's the last one standing. He fired a shot though, but I don't think he hit anything. Or he might have damaged something slightly. Anyway, he's dead. And the game is over with me getting 5 kills for this ace tanker. We'll see how much damage I did in the post-game stats, as obviously I have no mods running during this commentary. Okay, so here's the stats of me on the CDC, and I have to say this thing actually makes credits really well if you do over 2,000 damage per game with it, even if you do use some APCR. As you can see, I had a whole list of victims here in terms of just straight up damage. That VK4502 Unicum, T3485, which I killed. VK36, even though I killed him when he basically had almost no health. 304, which I ran into. That T34, which I flanked. That T54 Proto that I tracked. Hummel, which I surprisingly somehow was able to bounce off the side the first shot, but I did kill him. The Loathe, I still don't know how to pronounce that. What's better known as the Lion, which I tracked to death. Tiger 2, which I wanted to track but couldn't. KV13, and Tiger P. And since this was a first win of the day double multiplier XP bonus, since I have premium, I basically made 4,600 XP off this single win alone with the CDC. I got an ace tanker, fire for effect, fighter, duelist, and bruiser, as well as Confederate and high caliber. I was 1 kill short of a Top Gun, but I'm okay with that. In terms of XP, I made a nice chunk of XP nonetheless. If you sort it out, I was number 1 by a massive margin. Warlord did fairly well, but unfortunately he died. I did 3,500 damage, 5 kills as you know. And if we look at the other stats here, which we can just look at the detailed report, damage due to player's assistance, which makes sense. 1465. I obviously have no armor, so don't expect any block by armor or steel walls with this thing unless you're extremely lucky or you're taking a lot of shots from basically bottom tier, tier 5 or tier 6 scouts that are firing standard ammunition, or even HE, and you might be able to block something and get a steel wall or cool-headed with this thing. Maybe. It has really bad armor, so as I said, do not expect to bounce anything with a CDC whatsoever. It's just, you're gonna have a bad time if you're gonna try to, face tank and bounce with this thing. Just shoot from the back, snipe, relocate with his high horsepower engine, and you're good. It's mainly a sniper in my opinion. And with a good gun depression, you can hill bob with this thing, but you better relocate quick after you get spotted. The actual amount of XP I got, since this was a premium vehicle, was 4859 due to the double multiplier, the 1543 base. I didn't do all the math, and this is like 4859 is how much XP I got for this single win, which is pretty good for only a 2 times multiplier. With a 5 times multiplier, it would have been huge, and a 3 times, it also would have been pretty damn good. So getting an ace tanker on this tank in particular, in my opinion, is, I would say, extremely difficult if you know how to use really squishy tanks that work similar to this. In this case, a great example would be the SDA-1. SDA-1 has 10 degrees of gun depression. SDA-1 has very little armor, although its gun mallet can bounce more reliably than the CDCs, although there are a couple of comparisons. The CDC is a lot quicker, more mobile. The SDA-1 is shorter in height and easier to conceal. Both have similar camo ratings, although I believe the SDA-1 actually, the SDA-1 should have better camo rating than the CDC, because CDC is really big. Mobility, obviously in favor of CDC. Gun performance, I considered playing both, I would consider gun performance basically equal. It's hard to say which is better. Maybe the CDC only slightly, but you can't really notice the accuracy and gun performance of both. You will notice the APCR on the STA1 is a lot better, over 275 penetration on the APCR round of the STA1, where the CDC only gets around 265, I think. But the AP round for both is around 210 plus, which is very sufficient for a tier 8 medium, even against tier 9s. But tier 10s, you're probably going to want to use APCR for either tank. So if you played SDA1, you're probably going to have the same performance on the CDC. Both are sort of squishy, both are mediums, both have good gun depression, both have similar penetration and damage values, they're both 240 damage. And that's about it. There will be some minor differences between the two of them. Obviously, the CDC is a premium, meaning you will get more credits, and that's one thing I completely neglected until now to mention. Since I have a premium cap, I made 102k, almost 103k profit in credits this game alone, because I basically didn't even fire APCR. Everything was straight up AP, and I didn't necessarily have to use food or the expensive consumables like large repair kit, large med kit, so on and so forth. It's just a lot of credits earned. And if you do a good amount of damage with this thing and not use much in expensive ammo and expensive consumables, you will make a nice chunk of profit with it. It's a really good credit earner if you know how to play it and if you get a little bit of luck on your side. I don't remember the last time I actually got a straight up profit of 103k with any premium tank, even my Yog Tiger 88. I mean, even last week's replay that I did on the Yog Tiger 88, I basically did a shit ton of damage, but I used up all my APCR first and foremost, so that kind of ate into my profit there. Now, if I used all AP and did that much damage, and then had to use APCR, I probably would have made near as much profit as this, but it wouldn't be the same. So that's basically 2 straight commentaries in a row of me playing on Halluf with 2 premium tier 8 tanks with 2 completely different styles in basically the same map regions, that northwest corner of Halluf, I believe. Well, that corner that's on the side of the map that where the heavies usually brawl. Anyway, I think I went long-winded there and I talked too much. This is Yoshi542 and I hope you did enjoy this video. This might be one of my last World of Tanks videos for a while, even though I'm at a really slow schedule in pumping them out. And the A50 videos I want to do sometime, but I don't think I will, because Armored Warfare is coming out, and when Armored Warfare comes out, I am definitely going to be putting out a lot more content in regards to it. Basically, I'm going to stream it, and then if I find something worth putting in a video, and if they have a replay system, which I figured they might, I'll do that as well. But thank you for watching, and that E50 video, by the way, don't expect it to come at any point. I will try to get it out before this week is over, but as I said, don't expect it to come by anytime soon. Thanks for watching. If you do like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, whatever. You know what to do. I'll see you around next time.